Latham, 2 minutes.
The gentleman from Iowa is recognized for 2 minutes.
I thank the Madam Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Kentucky. The idea that this is somehow artificially created is unbelievable. Is there any memory over on the other side here about what happened last year for the first time since the Budget Act of 1974? That you didn't even attempt to pass a budget last year? You initiated what the majority on your side, both in the House and the Senate and the presidency, did not pass one bill into law. That's why we're here today. You know that's not artificial. And I'm glad they got the talking points on from Senator Schumer about being extreme. I tell you what's extreme is to continue to spend this country into oblivion. You're going to have our kids and grandchildren working for the Chinese if you continue this. And that's why, Madam Speaker, today I rise in support of H.R. 1363, the troop funding bill. It's unfortunate that we have to be here in this way today, but we have no choice because of the inaction of the other side from last year. This bill will provide much-needed certainty for our troops in the field and would keep the government open for another week. It also makes $12 billion in cuts in other programs, most of which were proposed by the President and by the Democrats. The cuts that we're talking about that are so supposedly draconian out of a $3.6 trillion budget, we can't cut $12 billion apparently. Now, many in the Senate would like to see the Department of Defense budget used as an offset to continue the spending binge we're on here in Washington. But we cannot allow our troops to be used as a bargaining chips in negotiation. It's time to take the Department of Defense off the table and fund our troops for the rest of this year. Our brave men and women in the field engaged in 3 different wars. One just started again by this President around the globe, and they deserve to know that they have the full support of this Congress.
Gentleman's time has expired.
The gentleman, an additional 30 seconds.
The gentleman's recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
We owe it to those sacrificing for us both home and abroad to ensure that there is not an interruption of their pay. This measure continues to show the House Republicans' commitment to our men and women in uniform, and while protecting the cause of freedom around the world, as well as our commitment to fiscal sanity and cutting spending while keeping the government open. If this is rejected by the House and Senate Democrats and the White House, and it's amazing, the Commander-in-Chief of the military is going to veto a bill that will fund his troops.
The gentleman's time has expired.
I've never heard anything more outrageous, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Washington.